Hey, everybody, welcome back to Temptations. I know we do this every other week, but I feel like we've been gone forever. I'm so ready for tonight. Psychic, this is your show. Kick
Yeah,
us off. I'm ready to play.
this is my show. Stop interrupting. No, I'm kidding.
You hadn't said anything yet.
But hello, everybody. Welcome to Temptations. We are going to be beginning Arc 2 of Temptations here on the Wolfgang TTRPG channel. What had happened last time? We get a recap. We had finished up the fight finally with Torval and that whole situation in the forest, where Val's people were that sentence works on its own. Um,
So
but
bad.
essentially, what had happened was after some rolls by Coral and Rose, they had figured out after going to the fire that it was indeed a magical source. It was not a natural fire, and it only expanded and grew or had heat or anything for as long as Torval was there. They had a brilliant idea to cast Speak with Dead on one of the knights, and managed to get some pretty good information out of what they were looking for, what was going on, who was in charge, and essentially had found out that there were people in the kingdom that were basically calling hits on people, essentially. Very hypocritical, very like basically going against what they own, what they put in for their rules themselves. But they had gone back to the town of Teague. They had got there a lot quicker due to something. Who knows? I don't think anybody rolled high enough to figure out what was going on. But they did get back quicker than it did to get home. After a bit of a break, you guys went to Garrick's Tavern and met Morbius, basically the god of mischief and the god of trickery, and the god of nightmares, which is kind of funny because neither of you managed to get a vision, which would have been a good one this time. It would have been a bad one.
I feel like
But
I had a pretty bad one at the end of the episode. I'm just saying.
yeah, that was going to be your vision. I
Oh,
just moved it to a
okay.
dream instead.
Yeah, that
Um,
was
I just
brutal.
Yeah, I moved it to a dream instead. Errindell and Coral, I think, or no, Arundel and Val tried to go to the Church of Chronobol, but had just missed him. Be back in 5 minutes. Basically energy. And that didn't really work out too well. But after some time, Anabatalos managed to get you guys tickets on the train to head over to the eastern continent, specifically to the major city of Lishdown. And while you were on there, Rose was very drunk off of one glass of wine because she is a lightweight. Thought it would be
Didn't I
funny
drink a
to
lot more
turn
than
into a
one?
bear.
I
No,
can't
this was
remember.
this
Oh, you
was
had
heavy
just the one.
stuff. Thought it'd be funny to turn into a bear and squash Val up against the wall.
Hey, I didn't just think that.
Yada
That was
yada.
funny.
It was funny.
We
It was.
are now still on the train for now. Everyone will have been able to take their long rest. Oh
Oh,
my
okay.
god. Arendelle, you sent me the message that you wanted to do some downtime stuff, which was fine. The train trip is going to take like 21 hours, so it's going to be basically an overnight. So you were able to make those potions, I think it was, and still
I
get in
made
a
a
long rest.
I made a spell scroll.
That's right.
Yep.
But yeah, you were able to make the spell scroll. You were still able to get a long rest. Everybody else was fine. And for funsies, was it not cure poison? One of the spells that what do you cast on uh Rose got rid of the drunk effect, which
Oh yeah,
is
yeah.
gonna be funny.
Lesser
So if
restoration.
anybody, that's it, lesser restoration. So if anybody meets anybody drunk in the future you need to talk to, you have a way to do it now. You don't have to roll or do anything. Which is always fun. But it is coming to be the last 2 hours of the train trip. The sun is now in the sky. We will be into the town of Lishdown soon. Is there anything that anybody wants to talk about or do or organize or something before we get there? Or what do you guys want to do? Or do you want to skip ahead?
Can I just
Um,
ask how you spell Lishdown?
Lishdown.
Okay, thank
I
you.
asked that last time, You should pay attention.
I got a lot on my plate, okay? Look,
Okay.
I just got like pseudo dumped in my dream. It was bad, okay? I'm emotional.
No, something it kind of caught my eye at the time, but then during the recap, it kind of I don't know, it kind of jumped back out to me. Anna was really nice suddenly out of nowhere. Did anybody else think that was suspicious? After she'd been really rude the whole time, even though we did help her a lot, I just seemed like her entire personality changed instead of it just being she liked us now. You know what I mean? It seemed like she wasn't exactly the same person, rather than she was just now happy with us.
I feel like Rose would have been too kind of distracted to pick up on it. Like I get what you're saying, and I don't disagree, but I don't think Rose would have picked up on it.
I don't think Errindell would either. Errindell's not that great with people. This is the exact thing.
And to also give credit to Val, Val was going through it last session. So
yeah.
Ed Kin, never a good idea.
But yeah, so what made me kind of second guess it was when he was talking about when we were trying to come into the town, we didn't figure out why we suddenly arrived at the town so quickly. And then Annabeth was suddenly so like a brand new person. Chronoball just wasn't there. I don't know. It sounds a little suspicious now, more and more.
Yeah, I think something's going on. I don't trust anything anymore. We've already found ourselves in time loops, and we've already found ourselves in that one town that was like crumbling. I think with
we should ask for more money.
We should. I think the people we're dealing with, and because we're dealing with so many gods, I don't know if we can trust what we see anymore.
Okay.
That's all we can see, though. So that's.
My players are starting to get suspicious. Maybe I can move some plot points forwards. Ooh. Yeah. So
okay. No, that's all I wanted to talk about. So yeah.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything on the train? Want to organize something? Have a chat? No, or we want to skip ahead?
I think I did everything I wanted to do.
Yep.
Yeah, same. I think we're good with skipping ahead.
Yeah, I am too. I think Rose, once she wakes up, would kind of be a little withdrawn and probably wouldn't really want to talk to anybody. Like, I think she knows it's a dream, but it's still one of those things she can't shake. So I think she would just kind of like keep to herself, be a little more quiet than usual.
Ooh, Val and Rose awkwardly, quietly sitting in a cabin together for the last 2 hours.
Yep, pretty much.
Not saying anything to each other.
Errindell just sticks her head back out the side of the train for the last 2 hours.
Alrighty. So, in a couple of hours, I'm not making a train heist. I'm not making an attack on the train. I think they're kind of stupid to put everything in close quarters like that. You guys end up going through. You guys go all the way through, and you start to pull into the town of Lishdown. Lishdown Station, where you guys start to come in, is beautiful. It has quite a lot of very specifically placed paths on each of the sides of the track, lined with red and yellow peonies and flowers. You will also see that there are some generator lights. So these are the lights, just basic light stands. But as you get to the top, you can see that there are some sparks of electricity coming from them. So they're off for now. But if it was nighttime, they would be able to turn themselves on. Essentially, this world's version of solar power. As you guys start to pull in that, everybody make me perception or use your base, because I am going to steal that from Ragnar, because that is a brilliant idea.
No, it's not.
Oh, I didn't bring up my...
It is a good idea. Actually, I think that's how it's intended to be. Actually, how it's intended to work.
Okay.
Yeah, you can choose just to take
1 point better than my passive.
Whoa.
Didn't hear anything that time, sorry. Are you able to get onto your phone for Discord and just use this for D&D Beyond?
That might
Or would
work.
that still be probably...
If we can use our passive as a floor, then mine was an 18, just so you know.
Okay, so 18 as a floor. Coral with a 20, Errindell with a 22. Okay, and Val would have passed with a 14 anyway as well. So as you guys are coming into Lishdown, you come to a stop, and as you guys hop off, you hop off onto the right side of the train, and with the quick look, you guys can see Charles, that is currently standing in the second pathway leading off. You guys will see that the 3 pathways all kind of lead to the same place, but they're specifically for separating so that there isn't a large crowd. But you guys can see that Charles is standing there, who has been an ally so far going through, even though Anabatalos hates most of the gods. And as Charles is standing there, you also notice that he's standing with another gentleman who has a very stereotypical long black beard. He's got the pirate hat. And they're having a chat like they've known each other for years. As you all hop off, Charles is going to look around and go, "Oh, hey, just over here. I've got to introduce you to someone." Well,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
you kind of don't have to, but it might help.
No, it's rude not to.
Heading over?
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty. So heading over, you guys are going to stand next to Charles. So okay. First of all, welcome to Lishdown. This is kind of the major port city of the Eastern Continent. We have a lot of markets. We have a lot of trades. There's a lot of people that come and go. But I wanted to introduce you here to the human name he gives himself is Wade. But this is Wade. That's what you're going to call him. And before you laugh, yes, he is the god of water. His name is Wade. He's
Oh,
very
no.
creative.
No.
Very creative.
I love
You
that.
see him.
It reminds me of
he's
my favorite
standing there,
Pixar movie.
He's got his long black beard. He's got his pirate outfit. He's really into the pirate aesthetic that the population has created. He is so chuffed with himself. He is so proud, and he is beaming with a smile. He says, "Hello, welcome to Lishdown. This is where I reside, and this is my place at home. So if anyone needs anything, just let me know. We can get it sorted for you. If we can't get it sorted for you, then I've got a train that'll take you somewhere where you can get it sorted. But Charles has kind of been filling me in with all the information of what's been going on. Didn't tell me about you though. You're a new one," and he's pointing to you, Errindell. I don't know if Charles forgot about that one, or maybe there was another one. He did say that someone died. Sorry about that. But maybe you might be a new friend, and I don't know.
Maybe he forgot to update his screen.
Oh my god, meta joke.
No one's gonna get it
Yeah,
because
you know
the
what? Fuck it,
YouTube
that's
is
a meta joke.
fixed.
Yep, that's a meta joke for the Twitch now. I like that. Killer, you can have inspiration for that one.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking during this Errindell, you said this place is really opulent, really fancy, and
Yes.
like-
So
okay.
the grass is perfectly trimmed. The
Mm.
flower beds that are aligning it are aligning the paths, kind of differentiating between like red and yellow peonies and some other darker colors in other side. They're like swapping. It's very aesthetic. It's very cottagecore.
I think Errindale's kind of just and she says she kind of just ignores what was just said to her. She goes, "Charles, is this where all the gods are from? Are you from here?"
Oh, no, actually.
And
This
she's
isn't
pulling
where-
out a scroll and stuff.
This isn't not where we're from. A lot more come from here because Lishdown is kind of like the main, the big castle, the big city. And we don't have to worry about a lot of things. As you can see, it's a lot cleaner. It's a lot more. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Lishdown is the big place on the eastern continent, and I'm glad that Anna decided to send you guys here. I mean, of course, as always, everybody has their scuffles. There's always fights. There's always political drama. There's all of that stuff. But hopefully, you won't need to worry about that. But if you guys will follow me, we can hop into our, well, they call it
Just
a car.
for my own benefit,
Yes.
magic is permitted here, yes?
You see that Wade looks at you and gives you like a real deep stare before he starts absolutely cackling with laughter.
I didn't think it was that
All
funny.
right, love. Well, it's yeah. I need to remember that you guys aren't from here. Basically, on the eastern side, as long as you're not a dick about it, we really couldn't care less how shit gets done. So if you want to cast yourself a spell to be able to mow your lawn, or if someone's being an asshole, you set them on fire. Don't do that; it's illegal.
Oh,
But
okay.
you could if you wanted to. Wouldn't be very nice. We do have rules in place for that stuff, but magic's not as taboo over here as what it is on the western side. They're
I
kind
like
of
this place
unholy.
so much better already. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's amazing anything gets done over there, considering their heads are shoved so far up their own asses. But it's incredible to see things happen. You with a lot of the armor and the hand, well, the golden hand, saying, "You're Coral, yeah?" That's the one that he said was.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
that's me.
Cool.
Suspicious guy.
You are going to absolutely love some of the churches in here if you're one of those church folks. If you're not, well, that was a bit of a shitty thing to say. But we do have a couple of the gods that come down here. One of them do recognize you. I believe their name said that they were Phidone. I don't really know what Phidone is a god of, but apparently he knew you by name, so there's somewhere for you to go. Charles, have I done here? Because I am fucking bored. Charles was I mean, yeah, you didn't even have to come. I don't even know why you came. I could have just brought them to you instead. Like, all right, cool. Well, I've done my introductions. They know where they're going, kind of. You've got a god to meet. You're an interesting one because you asked about magic. She's quiet. I like her already. She don't talk much. And your friend here looks like he was born about 3 days ago with the way his mouth's open, catching flies around here.
So you're telling me that people made this city?
I mean, with a little bit of help, but yeah, they designed a lot of it. We don't really care too much about like things that happened, on this plane. We kind of don't die, so we don't care
Like
too much for time. Oh, some of them
they
die.
don't have like different people over here. They're like not like I don't know, just some like new people I don't know of that I've never met before. These are the same people. Like same my mind's just a little
Wade,
blown that
Wade,
over there it feels
everybody,
like we live in a pile of shit and here it's like I'm sorry, I'm just taken aback.
everybody make me a perception check real quick for funsies.
Oh,
Val's already
10,
like
9,
um,
10. Oh, come on, Errindell. 14.
Yeah. Rose is
Yeah,
distracted by this conversation.
Wade is going to lean down towards Charles and whisper something into his ear. And Charles is just going to kind of like cover his mouth and start laughing before he turns and just like punches Wade in the shoulder, telling him to shut the fuck up. None of you hear what was said. Okay, well,
I think I get what you're getting at, Arendelle. As it seems like this place has more grandeur of like I don't know, like a higher power than just people, right? I mean, I kind of feel that too, and maybe it's the magic. I think where we're
it might
from is
be.
just a well, I think
You
it's
know,
a product of a lot of bad decisions and a lot of bad people.
well, yeah, that sounds about right. Well, how about you guys hold on to your wonder, hold on to all this splendor and whatever it is that you want to hold on to until you get into the main city. Because obviously every place has their bad eggs. I'm not going to sit here and say that Lishdown is perfect, but we're pretty fucking close. So I reckon if you guys want to come with me or Charles or whatever and head into the city, Charles has organized a car, I think it's called. I don't know. They recently just invented it. It's got like all these seats and it goes on wheels and it pushes itself. These technomancers, all these artificers are fucking crazy, dude.
Wait,
They're
it doesn't
so
use a.
good.
There's no horse?
No, there's no horses. You want to know what
Real
they use horsepower for? The numbers to make it go faster.
The real quick, as this conversation is going, Val was very quiet because she had pulled out one of her little cubes, and like as we're starting to walk, she like finishes and like presses a button, and like just a little like holographic sign that just says "Hello World" pops up, and you've never seen Val more happy.
Oh.
Oh,
That's a coding joke for
Yeah,
anybody who didn't get
that took me back.
Yeah.
I got that. It took me back.
Alright, well,
We should all switch to our phones.
No.
My computer decided, we're gonna do updates and restarts right now in the middle of this. I don't care. We're doing it.
Sounds about right. So Wade is going to look down at you, Val, and just say, you know what? You're one of those tinkerers too, eh? You like to play around with all that stuff. I reckon you'll enjoy it here. You don't have to worry about a lot of things. If anything, you're probably going to be the most respected out of the four of you because you create shit instead of just make stuff. But hey, it's quite nice. Don't give me that look, Rose. The people that tinker and make stuff basically run this place. I just kind of keep the peace.
It's fine. I'm just so tired of not being welcome everywhere I go. I hope that's not the case here.
You should be right. As I said, if anyone tries to give you shit, you are well within your rights to defend yourself. Just obviously don't go stupid. But in saying that, I'm going to say welcome and feel free to follow Charles and head into town. And before anybody's able to react, he just kind of puts his hand down, faces the ground, lifts it up, and you see this little wall of water appear in front of him. And as it drops down, he's gone.
Show off.
You know, we've been dealing with gods a lot, and I still get unsettled when they do shit like that.
Yeah, he's an interesting
Yeah,
one.
you and me both.
He's been around for a while, but he's very fast.
Well, he's a god. Yes.
He strikes me as a little,
obviously.
what's the word? Like a little jaded. Just a tad.
Yeah.
How do I put this nicely? He's a bit of a dick, but
I
he
got that.
always tries to be. He tries his best. You know when your grandparents don't quite understand something that you're telling them, but like they're really trying, kind of like that.
No,
Wolfkin's
I never knew my grandparents, but I can imagine maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I heard Wolfkins. Were we getting above the table joke?
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to go through and find every time Psychic has called somebody a bit of a dick and make a smash cut of it.
That's a bit of a dick. Bit of a dick. I don't have enough time left in my life. I think it's his favorite NPC descriptor in all of our games.
It is. It's so good though, because like they're a little bit of a dick, but like they get it. They're nice.
Bit of a dick. Bit of a dick.
They're not quite a cunt. They're just a bit of a dick.
That would be a really great smash cut though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. That would be great.
Followed by the one of me saying rude.
Rude.
Yeah.
I want to get one of all your dabs too.
You guys have been offered the car ride into the city of Lishdown. Is anybody wanting to jump into this crazy
Absolutely.
fandangle?
I've never seen anything like
they
this.
recently invented.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in, but it's gonna be uncomfortable.
Is this like an early 1900s car, like spouting out a bunch of nasty fumes and it smells weird and shit like that? Okay. Uh,
They're
Erindell's
trying
nervous,
to.
but I guess she's gonna go along with whatever. So
Yeah.
Val,
Uh,
Val, come sit with me. Do you want the window or do you want the
I,
middle?
I would prefer the window. I would like to see how the wheels are operating on this machine.
Sure. Would one of the two of you mind to sit in the front?
sure.
Yeah.
Coral, you are kind of the bulkiest one. You might have
Yeah.
Oh,
with all your
and
armor.
Erindell can think thin getting in. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's like
Um,
a shape changer.
Alrighty. So
All right, that
with
works.
the hopping into the car, we are going to start to move down towards Lishdown. It's a little bit bumpy at first, but then it starts to smooth as the road becomes a very smooth stone.
These
There's
seats
no
are so
dirt
much
paths
better than
around
any
here.
carriage I've ever been in. They're like cushioned, and I don't know what this material is, but it feels amazing.
I would like.
Charles is driving this thing, right?
Yeah, Charles is driving.
Okay.
He's a little bit clunky. He's basically on his P's, but or after his learners, whatever you guys have over there. Don't
I
worry,
was
that's
like,
the thing.
I had no idea what you meant.
Yeah, don't worry. I realized it as soon as I said it. I'm like, that's probably not a fucking American thing either. You got
You
your
said,
learners, and then you got after your learners before your full license.
You said on his P's. I was
But
like, in park? Like, what do you mean? Is
Yeah.
it we're not moving?
I heard Princess and the Peas. I
I'll,
was like, he was sleeping on peas.
I'll explain that one later. I'll explain the Aussieism later. Bit of a dick, no. So what we're doing is, as you guys are going to be driving down and around, there's going to be a couple of hills. We're going to be going over through. But the ground has always been under the car is this very smooth stone, which is rather interesting. But I would like everybody to make me a nature check as we're
Ooh.
driving around.
Here we
please.
go. 25. Beat
Ooh,
that.
Hell
23?
yeah, 23.
I don't beat it.
Coral is
That's good, though.
doing their
14.
best.
Listen, I'm a
Alrighty.
druid. You can't show me up on nature. Let me have this, okay?
And then
Sorry, hold
Erindell,
on.
if you just want to roll physical dice for now, if you want to, that's also cool.
Honest.
Oh.
It wasn't good
Sick.
anyway.
Erindell, you are absolutely entranced by the location. It is beautiful. It is green. There are lots of flowers and orchids. There are so many things going around. Coral, with a 14, you're noticing that this world is very calm. It's very serene. You almost look out the window and look around as people are like walking between homes that they've built. They're walking with cattle, they're walking with pets, they're walking with all these different things. And you almost get this feeling of if you lived over here, you might not have ever been a mercenary. You might have just stayed in the church. Val and Rose, it is basically like going along the English countryside. It is serene, it is green, it is gorgeous, but it's also got this sense of familiarity to the both of you as well. Because while you may not have explicitly been from here, Val, this does remind you of when you were very young before you were moved over to the Western continent. This feels home. You feel like there's this energy of home in the setting. And Rose, this almost to you reminds you the closest of the forests back home, the long open spaces from before you became part of here. It's really nice to be able to look around and not feel pressure for the first time in a long time. This is the first time that you felt genuinely at ease, and it's nice considering you just got phantom dumped. So
She just doesn't remember me, okay? She's still there. She just doesn't. It's like a 51st date. So it's got to make her fall in love with me again.
Got left on red.
So, as you guys
Um,
are going to start to come in, yes, what's up?
Sorry, how long was this car ride about?
About 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Then right at the beginning, like I would like to cast a little small ritual of detect good and evil.
Okay.
We are getting suspicious.
Yeah.
The way I guess Errindell doesn't really have high intelligence, but she's got really high wisdom. So she's like, I don't know, something about this place. Something about this place, y'all.
Coral definitely has this fish out of water feeling here. This is not.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on edge for a while, probably.
Okay. Just going through all of my notes for everything, and I've kind of changed. Cool, awesome. I did have everything correct there. Okay, so on the Eastern Continent, as you guys are going through, you're casting Detect Good and Evil, was it? Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of wanting to see, like, mainly when we're there, like in the main part of the city when we first start to leave, like what's the general feel I'm getting of the area on the way out? Do I see anything particularly evil, or do I see anything
No.
particularly good?
So when you're casting it while in the car, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Whilst casting it in the car and that and moving around, you're not noticing anything evil. You're not noticing anything negative. If anything, it almost makes it a bit more suspicious that there isn't any presence currently in the situation. You're not getting bad vibes. You're not getting any, negative mojo jojo.
That is more suspicious.
Yeah, you're not getting any of that.
Okay. Okay.
As you guys are going through, how long does that spell last for?
10 minutes. So really, I was just mainly, once we like leave the thickest part of the city, I'm cool. I just really wanted to kind of just see there, like, because I'm not trusting the city. So
no worries. Well, luckily you haven't reached the city yet. But after leaving the station, going through, Charles has been telling you guys about this side of the world. Magic is a lot more lax here. There's not as many issues. With the nature check from before, actually, I can give you two extra information. Rose and Val, you guys are seeing that there are so many different types of people. There are so many different groups and communities of sentient beings, whether they are halflings, whether they are tieflings. Val, you're noticing a lot more tieflings around that are just kind of conversing with other people. Rose, you're seeing that there are some people that you haven't seen in a long time from when you were little, like the Aarakocra. There's a few what look like frog people. I don't know. You haven't actually seen one of those before. But there are so many different groups of people on this side that with a 23 and a 25, I believe you two got.
Yeah.
With a 23 and a 25, I'm going to give you free information that you only ever saw humans on the Western continent. You never saw anybody else over there. And this is the first time that you two are starting to notice that there are different types of
So
creatures.
did we just see humans, or did we see like elves, like human passing, or was it just humans?
In the West, it was humans or human passing.
Okay.
Whereas on this side, it looks like there are people of literally all shapes and sizes, all different groups, just conversing, talking.
I already feel more welcome and at home here than I ever did since I woke up. Doesn't everybody else just feel like a sense of calm? She'll look over at Coral and Errindell. We're freaking out.
I just look back at you with like, just shake my head.
Errindell's doing like a panicked little ritual down here, like with incense, and you're like,
No,
oh, okay.
One of those little.
I mean, just look around. I mean, look at how many different peoples there are here. And hold on, I'll use elementalism, and I want to beckon the air, and I want to get some and just kind of move it and blow it through the car, trying to get like the sense of the nature, just kind of filling the car. And I'll just go, smell that. It's just
no.
I haven't smelled air that clean.
No.
Too perfect for you? Doesn't that worry you? This is
no.
Almost like they're trying to lull us out of our guard here.
No,
It's like Disney World, but I didn't pay $700 to be here. Errindell didn't say that.
I mean,
what?
She's never been to Disney World.
This just seems closer to what I was used to growing up. I mean, when I was a little girl, we didn't have all the problems and people fighting like they did. I mean, I don't know, people just seem to welcome one another more, like you see here. I mean, think about it. When's the last time have you ever even seen an Aarakocra? And I'll point out the window as we're passing some.
None
you
of
ever-
you have ever seen an Aarakocra before, not even Val. This is the first time you've ever seen an Aarakocra.
There's a whole world of other people and other cultures out there. And those of you from the West have never even seen or heard of them.
Right, that's not really the problem.
Though the
Yeah,
problem
That's
is,
not what's bothering.
well, then, well, no, I know. I'm not saying that's what's bothering you. What I'm saying is, this
Are you trying to
place.
call?
No, you're
What are you
misinterpreting what I'm
trying to
saying.
say
I'm
about
sorry.
us, huh?
What I'm saying is,
Oh my
look how many
God.
different peoples feel comfortable here. Look how many peoples from all walks of life feel comfortable where we are right now. That should tell you
and why
something.
is that?
Well, for
There's a lot
one,
of people
No.
on the other there's a lot of people on the other continent that are comfortable with the killing and type of life that exists there. Just because it's really nice
well,
right here doesn't mean
Oh,
everything's what it seems.
true,
it seems
true.
like they're trying to get us off guard here. That I don't. Where's the? No, I don't trust.
Perhaps the two of you may very, very justifiably maybe feeling the anxiety of being on guard because we are so used to being deceived in some way, and maybe this is just a spoon. Like maybe this is real.
Errindell is going to find out what's going on in Bossing Say.
I know I'm new. I know I'm new to this place, but it's been exhausting since I woke up. Just always being on guard, having to watch where and when I use my magic. I mean, we already lost someone because they used magic. I just,
Yeah,
I
right.
really
I hear what
want
you're
this.
saying,
I
Rose,
really
but
want this to be. I really want this to be real.
don't let what you want make you make a mistake. Just because it seems like it's serene here and peaceful doesn't mean it is. I'm
That's
not
fair.
letting my guard down.
That's fair. I just,
It also makes sense because Errindell and Coral have grown up in the churches. They've grown up in the major cities. They've never really been a part of nature. Whereas Val escaped a lot of the cities because of the persecution that the people had faced and were living in the forest. And Rose, you're from an era where there weren't really any.
I mean,
big
I was
cities.
raised by fairies in the Feywild. I basically grew up on a hippie commune.
Yeah.
So I mean, like the
So
city,
I like this duality. We've got both sides of this story.
and and the Feywild is about freedom and just that's what she longs for again. It's what she knows. I just don't want to spend the rest of my life looking over my shoulder. Is all. I'm
I think
already
Val
tired of
is,
it.
all of Val's people, all of her kind, all of her kin were murdered on the other side, slaughtered in front of her face. And so I think seeing people like her again, I think she's having a really hard time. Like, she understands the logic behind like what Errindell, what you guys are saying, but she just like so bad wants these people to have made it out and be safe.
Yep. I like how we're kind of split, and we're not like in a
Yeah.
big disagreement type of thing, but I do like
Yeah.
I like the views of
Yeah.
this. It makes for a
The
very interesting
duality.
dynamic. Yeah.
The duality of man and women.
And women.
And women. No.
Women.
After a couple of hours having this full conversation, Charles has a really said it a thing. Without needing to make a roll, you guys all kind of just get the feeling that he's letting you all take this in. that he's letting you have these conversations, as if like almost letting you go through your own mental path and come to your own conclusions. He hasn't said anything. As he does, he finally starts to go around this kind of half little mountain. It's quite tall, but it's not a mountain. It's like, I don't know, a giant hill or something. Who cares? But as he kind of comes around it, you guys start to come up towards this absolutely fascinating main city of Lishdown. And you can see it, as you do, you see it come around the corner. You can see these aqueducts traveling water over and into the ocean, as well as seeing these metal contraptions that are on the edge, also looking like they're moving, they're pulsing. What we in the real world were just water pumps, or just giant water pumps pumping water from the ocean into clean factories to make the clean water for everybody and dispersing it back out into the ocean. You guys are also going to see this gigantic, almost diamond pointed castle tower in the middle of it all. It's got these different layers. Each layer has a different color associated with it. But you can also see that it's kind of hanging a little bit precariously on the side of this mountain, on the other side of what is a mountain, almost going down, and you can see these levels going up around it on each side at different points. Charles is going to point this all out to you and say, well, after a bit of a long trip, welcome to the city of Lishdown. This is not only the major market trade port city of Ashdol, this side of the continent, but it is also the main city. This is where a lot of the big higher ups are. This is where a lot of the decisions get made. And it's also where the Tinkerers Guild is, which is, as I said before, the one that's in charge. They're
I'll
the
just kind
ones
of
that make
tap
the decisions.
Val
They're the ones that
like excitedly when he says that, just like,
they're
are
the
you
ones
listening?
that
Tinker's
make the
Guild.
decisions. They're the ones that make the rules. They make all of the technology that they have here. And we call it technomancy because, I mean, to the common folk, it's magic what they do. But they have found a way to combine the natural elements of the world with, well, metal and steel and technology. Like, they have swords that aren't swords, they're light and they just cut through things. It's wild, it's crazy. But each part of it is separated by tier, obviously, but it's not separated by class or system or anything. It's separated by the necessity of who needs to be hired. So down the bottom there, you have a lot of the water workers, a lot of the shipmen, a lot of the markets and trade. There's a lot of fishmongers down there as well who handle everything to do with the ocean. They're in charge. There's no one person in charge of everything. They're down the bottom. If anyone needs to go down and get something, they need to follow their rules. You've got the second section, the one above that. You have the housing. You've got a lot of homes, a lot of people. There's the inns, the bars. There's a lot of manufacturing done there. A lot of fabrics, a lot of mead, alcohol, ale, a lot of that stuff. And then third and up are the stuff that you don't necessarily need every day, but things that you can do. You've got your libraries, you've got your science departments. These people, these technomancy, they've created this system that works so well. It's almost like everything trickles down and everything also trickles back up. It's insane.
You had
But
me until trickle down
obviously-
economics came into it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
That's the whole time I've been over here like,
Yeah. Y'all
you
wait.
trying awful hard over here to convince me of something.
Who said I was trying to convince you of anything?
It sounds like something.
As a lot of you are heading into where you're going, which is starting to come into one of the roads into Lishdown, leading onto the fourth level. As you guys are coming in, you lot are going to see a lot of people meandering. There's a lot of cloaks, there's a lot of priests, there's a lot of nurses, there's a lot of nunnery churches. Like, this is basically the religious level. There are churches everywhere. But the main thing that you guys need to look out for is I'm gonna take you to. It's another one run by a god. There are so many. Okay, I just gotta be completely honest with the full review. This place has a lot of gods. This is basically God City. Okay, only because of the fact that it is secure and they are growing naturally, not trying to force it like on the other continent. Okay, this is happening naturally. It flows with whatever is going on. But there are a lot of gods. This one is rather, well, not unique. There's a lot of them there. But Coral, for the first time in a long time, and also I haven't had you do it specifically because I've been waiting for this moment. As Charles drives up to one of these churches and stops and says, "Here is yours." Coral, I would love for you to describe me what your church looks like. It is almost a replica of what you have back in the West, run by the same religion, run by the same people, it praises the same God, but I would love for you to describe how it looks. What is this feeling, this energy that you're getting coming into this?
Sure. So yeah, so it is very welcoming because but it's both cold and welcoming at the same time. So it's got like a comforting stone facade. It's got bright windows with stained glass. There's a courtyard with training dummies and a little herb garden, things like that. And there's people like working tending to the gardens and training in the yard as well. And there's large doors that lead inside, and it's very brightly lit. The the stained glass just lets so much natural light in. And it's very openly welcoming, but like also like as I said, very sturdily built, and yeah.
All right.
This is lovely,
Everybody
Coral. This
has your,
is for your god.
yeah.
Yeah, this is, and I gotta say that I wasn't expecting to feel peace here so quickly. Now, the fact that I am is making I don't know what to think about this.
You're not used to
Um,
feeling peace, are you? You seem uncomfortable with it. When's when's the last time you actually just felt at ease?
Probably last time I was. It's been a while. Um, yeah. I think I need to go in and figure this place out. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
That's fine.
I'll catch back up with you guys. I'm gonna head out and go in.
Alrighty. Are the three of you going to eventually follow, or do you want to do your own thing?
I think I would give him space.
Yeah,
I think
it felt neat space.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
same.
what we're gonna do
I
is
expected Errindell to be
Coral,
like,
we're gonna leave
I'm
you-
going.
Yeah, I was.
So Coral, what we're
Now
gonna do is-
Arendelle does understand like the need for like religious what am I
Makes
looking
sense.
for? Like religious meditation, just being alone.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
because
what we're gonna
that's
do-
pretty much exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go inside, go to the sanctuary, and sit and meditate and pray on this.
As soon as he's kind of out of earshot, I'm going to turn to Val. Do you think we should build a church for the bread and butterfly?
I do believe. What if it were a greenhouse, like a butterfly sanctuary,
Oh,
a
that would be
greenhouse
great.
that.
And bakery.
Yeah, and we could sell muffins. That's a great idea, Arendelle. So, like a greenhouse bakery. Oh my God. Bread
Yeah.
and butterfly would be the most popular deity in the whole world. They just would.
the
We need
Church
some
of
money.
Bread
How
and
much does it
Butterfly
cost
called
to
the Bread and Bakery?
How much does it cost to open a church?
I don't know. I think you make money when you do it.
You're
Oh.
so.
We will come up with an answer to that question on our own. Because
Ah.
while I do allow religion to be a part of the campaign, we are not fucking going there.
we already have. The second you let us create a god, you already
Oh, yeah.
opened the door for that.
Oh no, that was part of the story. That was part of the story. That was either you were going to make one or you were, like, plain and simple. I led into and hoped that you would because I know you guys.
Look, Rose is starting a cult. Okay,
We,
it's happening.
we first heard, like, the second somebody's like, I could offer you this, like, open piece of land if you do the quest. We're doing that quest, so we can start building.
Our church is the
Errindell
end
will
game.
definitely. I was gonna say Errindell will definitely be the first member of this cult. Like cult, she is the number one target of cults.
And, and we're gonna serve coffee and teas and muffins and cookies. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Communion is fresh bread and butter.
Oh yeah. And everybody, after communion, everybody goes home with like a little caterpillar that they can watch hatch, or
Yes,
whatever you call it.
we will encourage their shrines at home to be butterfly sanctuaries, Benin.
Yes.
You can tell followers because they've got little holes in their clothes from their caterpillar.
Yeah. You can also tell
As
Psychic wants to move on.
As interesting as this conversation is, we do have some other places that we can attend to. So we are going to get back in. I'm going to take you all. I think it's only fair that I take you down to the third level, which is where a lot of the tinkerers are. The third level is also where the castle is. So if the three of you do want to head there, that might be good. Actually, that's an idea. Val, you're essentially from this side, but you moved over to the west. You might actually benefit from heading into the castle. You might meet maybe you know someone.
Yes, or they may know me.
Right.
My
would you still have family over here?
I'm not sure. The person who raised me didn't say much about my family.
Right. Well, we'll head over there, and then afterwards, because Val, you and Rose are very close, so I almost feel confident that I could leave you two there to handle or talk about things. Rose, you might even find some more information about the past, because they're very open about history here as well.
That's good because I felt like every time I asked on the other continent, everything seemed like a big secret.
Errindell, you're not like a fish out of water, obviously, because you're over here with them. But if anything, maybe we can just take you for a drive around to each of the levels and show you what this side of the world is. Because, I mean, not to sound rude, but you seemed quite sheltered when you were mouth open agape looking at flowers.
They were very pretty flowers, though, to be fair.
Oh, gorgeous. Yeah.
I'm sure they had wonderful stories they could have told us.
I think Errindell just wants to stick with her friends, to be honest.
Okay.
Real quick, little retcon. She wouldn't have said the person that raised me. She would have said my instructor. That's what she would have said.
Okay. That's a very important distinction, I feel like.
Yeah. For Val? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, as Charles starts to drive you guys down, you notice that there aren't a lot of other cars. It's mainly just this one. And it almost feels like this one was given specifically for a certain task, which obviously above table you're able to figure out this is Charles basically commissioned this one to be made to bring you guys around. Charles is basically the big wig for you guys.
Yeah. He's our patron.
Our wheelman.
That was a good one. As the three of you are going to start to head down towards the third level, Coral, we are going to be having a lot of fun with you for now. So, a couple of things that have been said in the past is that Coral didn't specifically worship one god, as he believed that there were multiple gods that fit multiple purposes, but always had an open mind and an open acceptability that there were multiple gods. Obviously, this has been proven because you have fought gods, you have killed gods, you have had to take crazy dreams from a
Earth
chef.
gods, I guess.
But when you walk into your church, when you walk into this cathedral almost, because it's so big because you have all of these sections for all of these different gods. And there's always one that's left empty. There's always one that doesn't have any specific memorabilia. There's one that doesn't have any specific religious offerings or followings or anything in it that allows people to come in that may not find their own and they can pray to their specific god there. There's always an open spot. But I would love to hear from you. Where are you wanting to go? Because you said you want to go to the sanctuary. Is there one? Are you just going to go to the generalized kind of sanctuary of everybody, or are you wanting to specifically go to one?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go towards wisdom here. The god of wisdom, just because this is I need some guidance here. This isn't I need comfort, because I don't think comfort can be found on this continent, at least not yet. So I kind of want to get some just some guidance on what this place is, what I should be on guard. Actually, yeah, that's what I want to know. I want to know what I should be on guard for, because it seems like everything's almost designed to lower your guard around here, and that's like reflexively making you put it back up.
Yeah.
So
So I am an
I
epic.
don't know where the threat is, and I want to identify it.
Yeah, so I am an epic nerd, which means as soon as I heard the wisdom god, I was like, oh yes, Athena, amazing. No, we're not doing that. As you head over to the Shrine of Wisdom, you kneel down, you start to pray, you do your regular prayers, you say what you always say. You almost can feel this kind of. It's different this time. Because normally when you pray, you're putting your heart, you're putting your soul into it, you're asking for help, guidance. This time it's different. This time, as you're sitting, kneeling down, you're praying, you can almost feel this very gentle hand on your left shoulder. And you can feel that your golden hand that was given to you by the gods starts to glow a little bit. And as you feel this hand on your shoulder, you just. I may not be the one that you wanted, but I am here. My name is Sandrum. I work closely with the God of Information and Archives. What do you need? Are you okay?
No,
No.
this place is
Nah,
unfamiliar,
bro.
and and it seems like this place is trying to lower my guard, and this isn't comfortable to me. There's too much going on. There's too much threats in the world. I don't feel I can lower my guard here. Is there what can I trust the peace that this place seems to give, or should I be looking for a threat so that I can protect those around me?
Of course, I understand the trepidation that you hold in a place that seems so at peace, coming from a world of pain and torture and having to deal with Torval on the west as well. I can understand the hesitation. I can understand the need for clarification of what you want, but there is no place in a world that is free of pain, that is free of suffering. I see so many people come in and they pray to so many of us, but there's always pain, there's always going to be suffering. The question I want to ask you, Coral, is whether you want that peace. Would you be able to live with it? Knowing that your upbringing, your nature almost fights against that. You've never been a peaceful warrior. You've always been a mercenary, someone that fights for their rights, but never gets any themselves. So, of course, wanting that peace, that calm is nice, but is that what you want? Or is it just something that you think you believe you need?
I don't think I can.
Yeah, philosophical up in
I
this
don't.
bitch. Come up with that shit on the spot. Let's
Asking
go.
the tough questions.
On the spot.
Of course, there's no place that's free of suffering. So clearly, there must be some hiding under the surface here, or some sort of malevolence. There's always something that needs to be defended against.
Of course.
And the fact that I don't see where are the tax collectors shaking down the poor? Where are the charlatans fleecing the gullible? Where is the everyday evil that surrounds this world?
Those are my people.
Errindell's like, yo, I'm right here. There are still people who do that. Of course. We may be omniscient, but we're not stupid. We know what people are like. It makes it easier for us to say that it's fine because we obviously don't trifle in these matters. But in a world with so many people, there's always going to be a level of dislike towards another simply for being different. There's no such thing as a perfect world.
Of course.
That's why I asked whether you wanted the calm or whether you think you deserved the calm. As a warrior, you're almost creating discourse of your own, but you're doing it for the right reasons. There's always a right and wrong reason, and everything can always be seen as good or bad depending on what side you're on. The faith and belief that you have in your abilities and your power to do what is right, that's something that no one can take away from you. But it also means that we need to rely on you to make those right decisions. And that's one reason why the gods helped you, because they saw your fight, they saw that pain that you were trying to erase to help as many as you could. And that's why they gave you a second chance back in the basement of Birrell. They needed you to try again. They gave you that second chance. They're banking on it. The gods aren't gods, so to speak. They're storytellers. They're people making decisions and guiding you along your path. You're the one that needs to make the right choice. And we're banking on that. Because there's nobody else like you out there. You're you. Your friends are your friends. There's no one like them.
I want to make the right choice, but I don't see what. I think that's why this place is so disconcerting to me. I don't see the choice to be made in front of me yet.
Sometimes it's not obvious. Sometimes it can take a little time to learn new information. It can take a little time for the gods to write the story. And it almost feels like you need to make a decision at the time that you do, of course. But the storytellers, the dream weavers, the guiding light that helps so many, we can only give suggestions to those who want to take them. At the end of the day, you're going to make your own decision, regardless of what people say or think. And that's almost why we trust you. We trust Rose, Val, Errindell, your friends. We trust the four of you to be able to make the right choices that the regular folk can't make. You know, you think a regular person's gonna fight Torval and survive twice? Granted, the first time you had Charles there to, take the brunt of the main conflict, but even after in the forest, the four of you handled that on your own. There was no divine intervention. There was no storyteller to make it harder. There was no dreamweaver to push you away from what you wanted. Sure, the gods may have been a little upset speaking of the dead, but it was something that you did for the right choice. Because we see death as a finite thing. Once you're gone, you're gone. I mean, your friend Lando isn't going to come back. That's a bit late for that. But
Again.
But even so, when you're making the right choice, that's when you know you're in that calm and that peaceful state. When you are happy with your decision. And it may not be the right one, but it's the correct one. Not everyone's gonna like it.
There's comfort in action. I think that's.
Of course.
I need to find the action to take.
And
I think I'm
remember,
going.
even the gods make mistakes. Even the gods write wrong stories. But you're doing your own thing. You're playing your own. You're writing your own story. The gods may be writing their own story, but you're the actor playing them out.
Thank you.
Of course.
I'll meditate on this.
Take some time. We'll be here. You have our support. You're going to feel your hand dim back to that regular golden tinge, and you're going to feel this very light pat on your shoulder as Sandra, the God of Wisdom, is going to take his hand away.
All right, I think as I get out of the meditative trance, I think I'm gonna start breaking down and crying on the right in front of the altar there, and yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Alrighty. Moving over, Val, Rose, and Errindell. The three of you are going to start to pull up to what kind of this very large, open, circular area. And as Charles kind of drives around and pulls you up, you can see the stairs going up into this gorgeous porcelain building. It is stark white mixed with marble as it starts to open out to this grand entrance. Well, here we are. We made a deal with the Tinkerers that the gods would never enter, so I will leave you three to go in.
Why
Why was there a deal?
Yeah, what was the purpose of that?
We made them a deal that's, I mean, as gods, we can't die, obviously. Well, we can, it's just very fucking hard to do so. But we made a deal with them that we wouldn't intervene or try to sway opinions or try to use our power, essentially, to make an outcome that we wanted. So we made them a deal that we would help them build a sanctuary for this side of the world for whoever wanted it. And in return, we wouldn't meddle in their affairs. We would let them make their own decisions. Obviously, in the West, there's some corruption, so to speak, but they didn't make a deal.
I think
They
that's
took
putting it
power.
mildly.
Well, there are some things even I can't do. But over here, we made a deal that we would let them dictate and do their own thing, and we would be in the shadows helping to guide. That was the deal. Oh, they know we're here. Obviously, they're well aware. Fuck, that was a hard sentence to say. They're well aware. God, the American accent. They're well aware of
Where? Yeah.
our presence. They're well aware of our presence. They
I
know.
will say your American accent's pretty good. You kind of sound like you've lived here for a long time and you've almost got it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just say that one word and that fucking Aussie accent comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, at least I didn't make Chara sound like this one. No.
Hey, I liked
I would
that
do.
from Golden Vault though.
Yeah.
Well, that's
God,
all.
I hope I never have to do that again.
That's all your NPCs, Ravna.
Oh, it just happens.
But yeah,
What was it you said? They
you-
either come out super British or super redneck.
It's either super Eastern Kentucky or super Eastern European.
That's
And
it.
I try other ones and it always just slips into either one.
We have on the Patreon, we have fun science facts with Epsilon. Fun language fact with Michael. When the British landed in America and you had like the northern, the southern, the war and everything, the people that landed wanted to still keep that British language and that British accent, but they wanted to still sound normal. And what they'd done was the southern accent is just a slower version of the British accent. So if you sped that up, you'd sound more British. So they wanted to keep that individuality or something, I think it was, and they had changed it and slowed it down a little bit, but still wanted to keep that British touch. So fun facts with Michael.
That's why it's easy
language.
to slip between the two.
That's why it's
For you.
what?
Sorry.
Easy to slip between the two for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that might be why you're so good at the Eastern Kentucky accent.
Well, you might be right about that.
So this is the Tinkerers Guild. Yes, that's where we are.
Yes, the general name for it is the Tinkerers Guild, but essentially, if we were to make generalized sides, this is essentially the government of this side, but they call it a guild. They try to put the emphasis on a collaborative effort with the people, and so they tend to they call it a guild because it seems more welcoming for everyone rather than a castle, a governmental building,
Sure.
something like that.
We do have bad
They're
luck
all
with
told to take their
governments.
clothes off when you enter the place. Please keep them on.
Wait, what?
God. Now I feel exposed.
Couldn't help it. Could not help myself. That was funny. Go.
Shit, I forgot my question now. Go on. I might remember it in a second.
We'll come back to it if you do.
Yeah.
So, you three head in. Val, I'm not sure if you're the the leader type, but you might want to take a point this time. There's a lot of artificers and tinkerers around, and I mean, without sounding rude, they definitely believe higher of themselves in a sense of they made everything. They kind of have a justifiable ego.
This is where Errindell's going to find that corruption. This is where we're going to find that corruption I've been looking for. I'm like, I can taste it already.
Right here.
No, I remember my question real quick. What would you, if you could give it a name, what would you call this style of government? Like, I don't know, like an oligarchy? Would you call it like a council, a democratic council? Like, what would you call it?
I would probably have to get back to you on that one. I'm not very familiar with the different styles of governmental thing. I could probably give it a quick Google while we do some RP and give you a good answer.
Okay.
At the moment,
I'm a big dumb nerd, and I just want to know that.
If you were to put a name to it, they would probably call themselves under the umbrella of the like communism, in a sense of everybody tries to get everything, but everything has its natural flaws. That's probably what they would call themselves. I know there's a specific word for this government that I've given to Lishdown, but that is probably just like under the umbrella of they try to make everything equal, but there's always going to be flaws in that process.
Right.
So
do you know the
do some
Put it in the comments.
So,
I wish I was playing
yeah.
Garth. I want to play Garth in a communist country.
What is this?
Errindell smells socialism. There's got to be corruption. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You broke him.
No. I was just having a Google. This is one of the first times I've had a psychic experience when running this one because I had asked myself what the answer was. I got told by Spirit, which is basically them putting thoughts in my head. Marxism would probably be the closest thing to this.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's correct, but after Googling it, yeah.
Okay.
It seems pretty close because it's the people that are making things, so the laborers are in charge, but they're still a very having a
Right,
Google, that's probably Marxism was probably what it is.
Okay.
Proto-communism.
I don't fucking know. I live in Australia. They fucking hate us, and we hate them. I don't even know who our current prime minister is. We've swapped them that many fucking times.
If you say communism in America, they you get like a point put on a paper, and if you get 50 points, you get executed. I've said it 3 times tonight, so I gotta watch my shit.
Next session,
Or you get
Roma
banned.
will be replaced with Duke. So
And we'll
Charles
just
is going
all
to-
pretend like it was always that way. We'll all have to pretend
Yeah.
like there was no change.
So as the 3 of you are going to be standing at the front, Charles is going to give you the information to head up, and he's going to basically wave you guys off as he starts to take the car and leave, putting the 3 of you out the front of this, basically the castle building. I do not have anything outside of the throne room, which I had been using for Stifled, so I will make a few more maps for Temptations because we are going to be going to a few different places. So,
Yeah.
the 3 of you, what are you wanting to do? Well, if you listen carefully, you can hear Coral crying like a little bitch on the foot. No,
I feel like Coral's sad.
What is that sound?
Did anyone else get
There
that?
a little
I feel like-
girl? Someone needs to help that little girl.
we love you, Coral.
Rude.
Rude.
We're going into the building, right? I assumed.
Val, like, well, I suppose I could lead, but she is for sure grabbing Rose's hand.
Oh, yeah, I will definitely give you my hand. And I'll give it like a little squeeze. And before we go in, I'll just take a deep breath. I'm right here. You can do this. These are your people. They speak your language. Okay?
What do you mean, you people? No,
The smart people that make stuff.
I think she's like, she gets it, and she is gonna start walking forward. But I think she probably has taken something out of her backpack, like out of one of her like pouches, maybe one of her like magic pebbles, and is just like sort of like rubbing it in her other hand, just like calming herself, like this is gonna be okay. Yeah, so we're gonna try to find a person that can guide us to where we should go.
Okay. Walking. Oh god, now I'm just gonna. Walking up the stairs into this very open building. It is very clean. It is very pristine. There's no scuffs on the marble flooring. There's no tints of any color along the kind of white walls that kind of encompass this first level. It almost feels like they're trying too hard to enable this sense of a blank slate here.
Austerity.
Yeah. As you guys are kind of stepping in, the 3 of you are going to notice that there are quite a large amount of people just walking, talking on devices onto sending stones. They're conversing and making sure that everything is sorted. It is very busy here. And as the 3 of you step in, it is a lot of people walking around, but it never feels like it's crowded. it just feels like there's a lot of people here, but you can still walk freely, and it's never crowded. With this sense as well, the three of you are going to start to head inside. Make me a perception, please.
Matt, also, before we go in, I wanted to do my little ritual for detect evil and good. Can I do that as well?
Sure.
Okay. And I think we did it wrong a second ago. I reread the spell, and it just says I detect within 30 feet of me aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
Okay.
And if there is something like consecrated ground.
Okay.
Just a quick question. I'm not
Go.
technically fae, but she lived there since she was like a baby.
You would not start glowing.
I was just wondering if I would have like any residual magic that would ping this.
No,
Well, I'm mainly looking
glowing.
for the evil. I probably would kind of just ignore the good.
Well, here's the thing: bread and butterfly is a fae whenever I summon it with that thing. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, bread and butterfly turns into toast and butterfly because they glow when they start. Anyway.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead though. What was the role you wanted us to have?
So everybody can make me perception if they want to. Obviously, you can use your floor. But this is essentially to notice where you guys are going, what's going on.
Whoa.
I got an 19.
Hi, nat 20 for Errindell. Let's go. A 19 and an 18.
Seeing it all.
Yeah.
She's like, there is something going on here. Communism? Oh, hell no. Not. No, she's not like that. I promise. She's not like that. No, but she is on her shit. She is like she's ready to like. She doesn't trust this place at all.
The three of you walking inside, and Errindell, with you having done your ritual for, we'll say you've done it because it lasts 10 minutes. We'll say you've done it like just as you got out of the thing while Charles was talking to you guys.
Okay.
So that'll make it easier. We don't have to like, you've been here for 10 minutes standing there. Everyone's giving you weird fucking side eyes. No, with an 18, a 19, and a 27, it's very simple and easy to find where there is a kind of a group of people that are kind of working on some things. They've got like this kind of connection going between them all. You can see that they're all like tinkering away. They're writing things down. They're documenting and filing things. You see one in the corner on this kind of like box device thing that has like this almost grainy image on the middle, and you can see that they're like very slowly moving and like tapping on this thing. It's their first version of a computer, basically, as they're trying to file things down. But you can see there is like a reception desk. There's people behind it working. Errindell with a 27, you're able to notice, and you also ping that there is a good mix of gold and red that's kind of showing up. There's a good mix of it. But every time the gold and the red converge or go past each other, it turns orange, and then they keep on going as if nothing has happened. So to you, there are a lot of, I think part of it was the fiends,
aberration, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
Okay, so there are quite a few elementals and fae and fiends. Those ones are showing up red, and then the other three, including the undead, the other three are showing up as gold. But every time they converge or walk past each other, both colors turn orange, and they just keep on walking. This tells you, and with a 27 as well, I can tell you that the combination of the colors matching and then still going, there's almost like an unwritten rule that there is no combat. Absolutely none. They are working, they are part of a society, they work together. If anything was to happen, you don't know what would be the outcome, but they know, and they don't care. They click, and then they go.
So it's almost kind of like that good and evil aren't exactly yin and yang here. They mix. Correct? Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I wonder what would be.
Corol needs to be seeing this.
What in the yin and yang of it, the best way to explain it is there is no such thing as black and white. Everything is
right.
Yeah. It seems like there's a mutual understanding that they will not like openly conflict with one another, at least while here.
Yeah. If
So like
Coral was
okay,
here-
so like the universal force though of like good and evil, like the actual forces here, they can
Yeah,
literally mix.
there
It,
So
are.
that's
it's
like
look,
what
it's
kind of
it's
like implications of that? That's
it's
interesting.
Dalaran, right? The Horde and the Alliance can both go there. You can't fight each other, but you can use the same market board.
And then they keep you there for like 8 years.
But yeah, the best way to explain it is that with you picking up on them and the colors changing, if Coral was here after having a conversation with Sandra, and if he was at this point, he would immediately get the feeling that there is an understanding of, these people are living side by side. Like they may be on the other side of what is good and evil, but there is no like fighting basically.
This doesn't sit well with Errindell. However, seeing it in action makes her wonder why it doesn't sit. Well, she knows why it doesn't sit well with her. Obviously, evil. However, seeing it in action, like everything seems to be working well. So she's kind of like, okay, what's going on here?
Which is so funny to me that Errindell has this point of view of good and evil when they're a changeling and they can change. Anyway, moving on.
Physical appearance, not morality.
No, I know. I'm being a dick. I'm being a dick.
She grew up in the church. She grew up with Woman Jenka.
A bit of a dick. Me. I'm being a bit of a dick. As the three of you are going to walk up to the reception area, Val, are you taking Charles' advice of taking the lead?
Yeah, for sure. This is very official, so she can handle that. She's had to make her own doctor's appointments for years now.
Before she does anything, I'm going to just squeeze her hand and give her guidance.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You can do this. All you got to... Here's the phone number.
I think I'm going to walk up to the front desk, the receptionist, and I'm going to say, excuse me, this is a bit of a story, but we are looking for somebody in charge that we can speak with. We come from the other side, and we were sent here for some answers. Is there somebody that we could speak to?
I mean, of course, there's many people that can do what you ask. I can have a look and see if there's someone that is currently available. You said it was a long story. You're from the Western continent. How did you get over here?
That is part of the long story. I believe we took a train, though.
Oh, they've got the train back up and running. Nice. Of course, I can try and find someone. We may not be able to give you someone higher up, obviously. Although, seeing that you are part of the Tinkerers Society, we can offer you at least something. I assume your two friends are with you.
Yes, and we have one other one as well. He had to make a stop.
Oh, of course. Well, while we wait, I'm going to give you this, and she hands you a piece of parchment and a piece of graphite. You love this thing. This is a great thing. But she hands you some parchment and graphite. And what I'll get you to do is I'll get you to just give a description or draw what your friend looks like, and we can make sure that they're taken care of and sent to you if you're in a meeting. But what I will do is I'm going to. She kind of looks down at you, Val. Brilliant. She looks at you, Val, and she's going to stop talking for a second as she's kind of studying you. Can you please make me an insight roll?
Ooh.
Okay. Brilliant. You did not beat her roll. So you just believe that she's doing her job. So as she's kind of looking at you, she stops and she looks at you. She kind of tilts her head a little bit, before she sits back down and starts to go through all of her paper, and she's kind of going through. She's like, "Oh my god, they're upside down." Turns it back over on the other way and starts going through it again. Huh. Huh. Well, shit. That's new. Okay, so, this may take a little bit of time. I do apologize. As you can see, everyone's very busy at the moment. But if you could do me a favor, and she is going to pull out her pencil, basically. And as she kind of flicks it up, she points towards the wall. And you guys are going to see that the wall starts to groove out a little bit. It shapes itself, and then it pushes back, and there's a couple of seats that are there. And she says, "Okay, so if you guys could just go and take a seat over there, that should also give him a message, because we had the sensors and the walls. Essentially, if we make a seat, we make the seat specifically for the person that we're looking to talk to. When you take a seat, they'll get a message saying, hey, there were people there. It's very sophisticated. It's okay. You don't have to worry about it all. But if you guys could take a seat, it'll send a message to them, and they should be here at some point.
So Rose feels like she started acting a little suspicious after she said, like, "Can I do an insight check? Am I getting?" She
Yeah,
seems
if you
like
want
she's
it.
a little bit nervous. I'm gonna guidance myself with wisdom.
Okay.
Natural 20 plus 8,
Natural 20.
28.
And this is why Ellen and Rose hang out.
Yeah, especially because like I'm getting some vibes off her, and I feel like something happened with Val. So yeah, I'm protective.
So, Rose, you watch her, and you can see on her face that she stops, and it looks like familiarity. It looks like almost recognition in a sense, but you also, within that 20, you can see that she recognizes the way that Val looks, but you also know that she herself has never met Val before.
Okay.
So it's almost like she's cross-referencing some more information, going through all of the sheets that she had. You saw that one of the lines on one of the sheets that she done, because it was upside down, so you could see as she like flipped them across, was the word administration.
Okay.
And even with an Nat 20, that is all you are going to get.
But she doesn't seem like. Let's see. She
Bad?
doesn't have like this
No.
look like she's like trying to trick us or anything like that either.
No.
Like sitting down is a bad idea.
If anything, she's more surprised.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yes, Revna. Again, flies, open mouth, dude. We gotta talk.
well, I don't want to interrupt anybody, but when I have my idea, I start to, and I'm like, "Oh, stop that, Zach." So I do want to ask, like, so these like chairs are specially made for us, and when we sit in them, they contact who we're trying to talk to.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, we got like, okay.
It's like when you check in or something at the doctor's office. It's just when you sit down, it's like they're here.
Instead of a fingerprint, it's your butt print.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I just wanted to be clear. That's what I wanted to make sure I understood. Okay. Errindell,
I'm gonna be fucking with a lot of D&D.
ironically, does not trust this. Errindell ironically does not trust this and wants to check out this chair.
Okay, sure. Make
before she sits.
Investigation, I suppose, unless you can think of something better, or anyone can think of something better than investigation.
It should be an investigation, even though mine's terrible.
Errindell, it's just a chair. What? You've seen chairs before, I know. Why are you staring so intently?
Just don't trust this place.
Well, here's the thing. I got a little bit of a vibe too, but Val, I don't know. Something rubbed me the wrong way. I feel like she almost looked like she knew you. Like I don't think she did. It's hard to explain, but just the way that the way I saw her glance at you, like she recognized you. Do you know her? Have you seen her before?
No, I do not believe I have. None in my short travels, and none when I was a child. That's very interesting.
Yeah,
I wonder if perhaps I might look like somebody she knows.
If you want
maybe.
to, Val, you can feel free to roll a history check to see if you can get any info from your past if you want to.
Yes. Okay, 15.
This is gonna sound slightly bad, but due to the fact of you and your people having been on the run for so long, you recognize that this person doesn't know you. You don't know them. It's been a very long time since you've been in a community of tinkerers or places where they have had tinkerers in there. But with a 15 to your history, it's very common for people to have the kind of ashy grayish skin color for the tinkerers. It's almost like, in a sense, that that's what they were trying to kind of have that blank slate with a lot of the oppression of the people that had happened. So yes, this is a little bit of a real world equivalent, and we all know it. But essentially, what it is essentially the 15 tells you that they may not recognize you, and you don't recognize them, but there's a lot of similarities for the tinkerers, artificers, that you'd be able to pinpoint that. I mean, I might recognize them as well. Who knows? That doesn't really give you much to go off of. So it's feasible.
Yeah.
I just think we should be I don't think we're in any danger or anything like that, but I think we should just tread carefully over the next little
Yes.
bit. I just don't like the way that she was looking at you, is all.
Yeah. Psychic, are we going to be sitting here for a while?
You guys are going to be sitting there for about half an hour. Because the plan is for you guys to be sitting there, and eventually Coral will meet you guys by the end.
I sense a ritual.
Yes. What are you wanting to do? That is
Not
a very specific question to ask a DM.
I don't know. I don't think it takes me very long to do this. Yeah, no. Right, so as we're sitting there, I'm always like tinkering, right? And I've been working on stuff. I'm going to this is gonna be so awkward, Errindell. I'm so sorry. Without it looks like Val is so busy. And she turns to you, says nothing, is not looking at your face. She's looking down at your hands. And she like does not ask, grabs like your sleeve and puts like a little pin in it. It's like brassy, and it has 6 like sunbursts that are glowing. And when she fastens the pin, she'll fasten the pin and then press the center of the sun, and then they'll start glowing. And you can feel like sort of a warmth sort of climbing up. And she's gonna say, I had noticed that you have felt uneasy, and I was thinking about you, and so I made this for you. This is how Val shows her love, by the way, is making things for people.
That's her love language.
Yeah,
I picked up on that.
Can't relate. So what she's done for you is, this is my last infuse item for a while, but that's fine.
Yeah. I was about to say,
I really
are we catnipping Errindell?
I haven't given Errindell anything. Sad. If I can't find
that was my first thought too.
What? Sorry.
But the catnip stuff was before you came on. Kupo Quest.
Oh yeah.
Basically,
Everything is an inside joke now.
everything. Kat was one of the players, and she always used calm emotions. And we just, whenever she did it, people got so calm and like chill and kind of drugged out.
Yeah.
And
Love
we
it.
renamed the spell Catnip.
I love it. That's perfect. So I've given you armor of magical strength. This is it has 6 charges and it does 2 things. And the charges refresh 1d6 every dawn, so every day. Calendar day. And it is, you can either add your intelligence modifier to a strength saving throw. Or you can expend a charge to not be knocked prone. In the event that you're hit and knocked over, you won't be knocked prone if you expend a charge. And it'll like each of the sunbeams will go dark when they're expended. So like it's a way for you to like keep track of it. But you have that now.
Cool.
Nice. That's it.
And it's a cute little pin. So
Errindell's super awkward and doesn't really normally get gifts. Like in the church, it was kind of like not really a thing to get gifts. Normally, you were always giving, and so she's just kind of like, she loves it. Don't get me wrong, but she's also just about thank you, friend. Thank you, friend. And she gives you like a weird, awkward hug.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably the most awkward hug anybody's ever seen.
Rose
It's
would
like
not.
two robots try to interact human emotions.
Rose would not say this out loud, but in her head, she would just chuckle and be like, "How am I the most socially like developed person out of these 3?"
No, here's the thing. I'm trying to play like Errindell as like a child essentially that got left at this place, and then every time I'm talking about her, I'm like, that's how I act. Oh my god.
You heard it here first, folks. Temptations where Ragnarok realized he is a child.
Oh god.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is while you're doing your infusion, and Errindell is awkward as fuck. Rose, are you just kind of casually chilling and just watching the interactions?
Yeah, I think I would just watch and just kind of keep an eye on the room. Again, not super suspicious. Just I'm a little anxious, so I'll watch out for Coral and just see if I see anybody come to get us. Is all.
So, after about 20-25 minutes, Coral, you will be able to walk into the building. You were given the same spiel as what the others did about the gods and not interacting and meddling. You got the much shorter version because you interact with the gods regularly. You're like, yeah, bitch, I know, shut up. Basically. But Charles starts and you're like, dude, I get it, it's fine. So you go through everything a lot quicker. You step in and you do see them. And of course, I'm going to assume walking over to your friends. As you do, Val, the parchment and the graphite that you were given to kind of give the description of Coral, you're going to see that as he starts to step closer and takes a seat with you guys, the parchment is going to disappear into a kind of golden dust because you don't need it. Your friend is with you. So it will do that. Now,
everything is so cool here.
After 5 more minutes, you guys are going to feel this very light vibration from the chair, and
I kind of liked that.
You are going to have a couple of seconds. Are you staying seated while this tiny little vibration hits?
Nope.
Nope. Val's off.
Yeah.
That's not Coral.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a massage.
The timing that as soon as that, like the first little vibration, she's like, "Whoa!"
So Val is up and off. Errindell.
What was the context? I'm sorry, we were.
So while you guys are sitting down and waiting, that you're just gonna, the chairs are just gonna feel this very light, smooth vibration, and you'll feel it kind of like run through your body a little bit.
I don't think so. No, I don't think she'd react.
All right, so Val is the only one that reacted and hopped off. I need Rose, Errindell, and Coral to make me a dexterity saving throw, please. Don't worry, you won't be taking any damage. I will say that up front.
I
Errindell is
wouldn't anyway.
fine.
Check.
Rose is fine.
Anyone who's within 10 feet of me gets +4.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah,
25, dirty 20,
Just roll
and
a 2.
6. Does that apply to
10.
you?
I think so.
Yeah, it's already included. I rolled really bad.
Okay, it's already included. Damn.
Oh.
Okay, so what's going to happen is as the little vibration runs through, the three of you are going to feel the stone chairs that you guys have been sitting on slowly start to retract back into the wall as it starts to push forward.
Oh,
Errindell and Rose, you two are small enough and light enough that when you feel it kind of move back into the wall, you guys just kind of like get half lifted up a little bit as So I just got a message from my friend saying, "Is the bitch free or is she $4.99? I need to pay." But you two are small enough and light enough to where when the seat kind of comes back, you feel the wall kind of like lightly lift you up and push. Coral, your armor is that heavy that when you do kind of start to get pushed, it doesn't give you the chance to get up, and you just kind of just fall face first.
Face plant.
Yeah. But like you pick yourself up. As you guys are then now standing there trying to figure out where the stone chairs have gone, everybody. Let me have a quick look. Let's go with. You know, I hate the perception is such an easy thing that is so. Like it
It's
always
like-
feels like you need to roll something else.
Yeah,
Like,
I
why is
think
it always
perception is
perception?
rolled more than anything else in every D&D game I've
Yeah.
played.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you guys to roll a perception check. Coral, you fell over. You're going to be at disadvantage. Sorry. Val, you are specifically looking and waiting for someone to tell you what's going on. You're going to roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Come on,
For
Seb.
sure.
Yeah. I've been trying in
Okay.
my games to give like at least 2 options for every skill, just because I know like,
Yeah.
and like you just really even can't with perception because
Yeah.
like I want to say investigation, but they're really kind of specific of what they're supposed to mean, and you can't
Yeah.
really just trade them out. I hate that.
So, Coral with a 7, you are picking yourself up. You don't notice. Val with a 12, you're trying to keep an eye out, but you're extremely nervous. Because say that you're the one being in charge, so you're quite nervous. Errindell with a 19, you see this gentleman, another tiefling gentleman, kind of walk out, and he has this kind of very curly, dark hair. You can see that he steps out, and as he does, he's wearing this kind of almost like a blacksmith's garb. You can see that he has his tool belt around his stomach area. You can see that he has a hammer in his hand, and he's kind of looking around. He's a little bit on the skinny side, but you can see that he is still quite muscled. It's just very lean muscle. In the gay world, we call them twunk. That's a joke. But anyway, as you are kind of watching Rose, you see this gentleman come out. He has the curly hair. He's like got that little bit of muscle to him. He's not someone to be messed with. And you see him kind of make eye contact with the 4 of you. And while you can't hear him, with a perception of 27, was that a natural 20? No, 19.
No,
So
it's
with
close.
a perception of 27, you see him, and you see him mouth the words, "Oh my god." And as he kind of walks over to you, he completely ignores the 3 of you and just kind of like, he has his hands up and like, just, he's so, like, he wants to reach out to Val so bad.
She doesn't like to be touched without. Please don't.
Errindell also just kind of steps like towards like in between a little bit in between them, like, "Sir, excuse you."
Val, I need you to make me a insight check, please. The three of you cannot.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. 20.
Dirty
Hey.
20. Val, as we finish this session, I would love for you to tell us what your brother looks like.
Mm.
Bum, bum, bum. This is Temptations. It's like a soap opera.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went through like 4 different family members before I was like, no, I'll give her a brother. Giving you
Yeah.
a parent figure didn't feel right.
You can definitely tell you're older, taller than me. Obviously, most people are taller than me. If you're human sized, you're taller than me for the most part. But you can for sure see certain features or family resemblance. His nose is the same shape, the little like button nose. He has the same sort of like eyes. They are also purple eyes, but his hair, like Psychic said, is darker. It's going to be more of like a black charcoal kind of color. But it is curly and it's sort of like a mop on the top of his head. And I'm sure he wears glasses. I'm for sure he wears glasses. Yeah.
Nerd.
Is he like normal tiefling tall, or is he also short for a tiefling?
Normal teeth.
Okay.
He's normal tiefling, yeah.
Yeah, she was not given enough vegetables. Her shortness is malnourishment for sure.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so I think yeah, but same sort of like color skin, same eyes, same nose. But he just looks like a dude.
He's just a guy.
Hi.
Hey, bruh.
But yeah, if you were to look like they're related, they definitely are related. Like they have similar features. Yeah.
Interesting.
And you're going to have that recognition, and that is where we are going to end this session, because I am very busy this afternoon. I am so sorry.
Hey, no, we're right at
thank you.
time. I mean, this is the normal length.
We have begun Arc 2. There are going to be a lot of new and interesting things. And I cannot wait to just completely mess with Errindell and Coral's whole identity of the world, because this
Me too.
place is good.
I'm
Oh,
loving
you're gonna
it.
make Woman Jacket evil?
Suspicious.
That'd be crazy.
I'd be crazy.
I am
That'd be
really
crazy.
looking forward
why do
to
you think I
the.
specifically I waited half an hour so Good and Evil didn't ping anything? No,
Yeah,
he would come
exactly.
up
I know. I kind of clocked that.
He'd come up with it, don't worry. He ain't evil. He's a goodie.
I am
I
just
love
looking
it. He's
forward
gonna
to
be my
like
baby
Yeah.
throughout this thing.
watching Coral kind of
But
come to
sometimes-
terms with maybe people are good sometimes.
Sometimes even like the force of good does some like really questionable shit sometimes though. So
True.
That's true.
Heroes
That's
can act
very
like
true.
villains, and villains can act like heroes. Just depends on what side of the story you're reading.
It's gonna be exciting. That was
So
good.
yeah. Also, I'm
This was a
going
good
to
one.
point out, because I don't know if anybody picked up on it. I made a really meta joke during the philosophical talk with Coral about how the gods are the story writers and he's just an actor playing out his path.
Yeah,
And I made a meta joke about D&D. That so I was like,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh yeah.
I could
Oh,
pick
yeah,
up on that.
I thought I was very smart. I was proud of myself. But yeah, so thank you very much, and Wolf, feel free to do your outro.
Yeah. Thank you for running. I always look forward to Temptations. I love this group. I love this character, and you've got a great story going on that's really intriguing. I'm done for the week. So that'll be it for me. No more streams this week, but next week we have Kupo Quest Original. We're finally gonna come finish that lich fight. I promise. Okay, I promise. It's the end. And then and actually we're gonna be doing Kupo Quest, the original one, consistently for the next little bit. We just finished up the second arc of Eorzea, so the Final Fantasy 14. That book is coming out at the end of the month. So we're gonna pause Eorzea for just a little bit. We'll pick that back up in another month or so. So we will be back full time with Kupo Quests on Monday at 9:30. Then Wednesday, always Golden Vault, and then next week's going to be Dragonbane on Thursday because it alternates with Temptations. So
I need to know what the fuck that giant serpent thing is. That's terrifying.
I know the serpent. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to actually deal with the serpent thing. That is. I've been so excited about the serpent since you guys decided to go to that place. So we'll see how that goes. So
I've gotten so far behind. I've been so busy at work. Like I've been like coming home and just going to sleep. And then like I've not caught up with you guys in so long. I don't know what you guys are doing on that.
Well, it's partially my fault because I think I'm doing 5 campaigns on the channel right now. So there is a lot of shit. Okay,
You making that content?
Got to churn it out. I'm in 6 if you count Omega's Walking Dead, which I couldn't make this week and was told not to watch the episode because it'll make it more fun. So I'm really dreading whatever the next something bad's gonna happen. I know it.
You bet your sweet ass my fucking bitch ass would be on that shit. I'd be like, no, let me fucking watch. I ain't getting caught up in no bullshit.
It went on YouTube and I've been torn. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. This will be up on YouTube. Well, likely watching it there anyway. That's where most of the views come from. So we do have a Discord if you want to hang out with us. And then also, this, I guess, announcement right now, as we kind of finish up some of these longer term campaigns, this summer I'm going to be running a couple shorter campaigns. So, I mean, we also are always looking for players if you ever want to do that, but you need to hop in the Discord so we know that you exist. And then we got a Patreon. If you'd like to join that too, you can join for free. Or, we have some paid tiers and we put up some additional content like behind the scenes, post show, which we probably won't do tonight because Psychic said he's really busy. But other than
Give us
that,
money.
there's some fun conversations. They always go completely off the rails. And if Epsilon's there, we get science facts. So
some are unhinged.
Some of them are. We had a 45-minute argument on Final Fantasy 12. Okay, well, not the whole time, but that was a long post show. Anyway, that's it. Anybody else have anything they wanna say before we get out of here?
Nope.
All right.
Good.
Like and subscribe, I guess. I don't know. We'll see you all next time.
Oh,
Thanks
what
for
are we
watching.
putting in the comments? What are we putting in the comments?
Oh yeah, you said something.
It was a form of government, but I think Psychic did it in.
Do you agree that Marxism covers?
Do you agree that Marxism?
Yeah, covers that. That'll be what we ask. So, all right, everybody, have a good night.
I'm not sure we've heard enough about it yet. I'm sorry.
we'll see you next time. There's a book. I know there's a book you can read if you're interested in Marxism.
There is a manifesto that. I said the word. Now they're definitely coming for me.
You're on a list. So yeah, next
week we'll be joined by Duke.
But everyone must pretend it's always been Duke. Remember that.
Yeah.
We cannot pretend that there have not ever existed. Unrelated note. We will also have a new DM for Golden Vault. So, but it will also be the same DM we've always had.
I'll have a mustache that I put on top of my mustache.
All right, everybody. Have a great night. Thank you for running the Psychic, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for more Temptations. All hail Bread and Butterfly.